Hello, everyone. Automatic chat translation off. I never said I needed it. Why they always put it on automatically? Hello, everyone. I'm only 1 hour late. Ooh. I don't even know if anyone's gonna watch to this random time of the week and to the day because it's like middle of the day and most people are probably working. So we'll see. I usually don't really stream much this time of the day, but I thought, why not? Hey, BT, I'm in the middle of learning Texas Hold'em. Sorry, keep doing what you're doing. I don't want to distract anyone and doing anything more important than watching me cook some chicken piccata. Thank you, Jay. Where's your likes? I see 3 people here. Hi, Hans. Hans im Glück. Oder Hans der Hochtrabende. Today we're making chicken piccata. And for that we need lemons, capers. You all know me and capers. We have a very tight relationship. I'm working right now. Working hard or hardly working, Jade? That's the question. Which one is it? I have a feeling. Und Hans, wie geht's? Wie sieht's aus? Wie ist das Wetter? Cheese. Do we need that? Oh, dirty. Cheese Bigfoot. Like number 2. I see 3, so thank you for that. My chosen name in German class was Jürgen. Jürgen, really? I have a relative called Jürgen. He lived with us for a few years. Very cool guy. Jürgen, that's funny. Jürgen means, I think Jürgen is a form of Georg, the name Jürgen in German. And Georg is a Latin, I don't know. It means like field, I think. So someone that's taking care of the field, like a farmer. So if someone was called Georg back then, or any similar name, that would usually be related to a farmer's family, or the name was given because of that reason. Are we related? Maybe. Who knows? Aren't we all related somehow? Hi, Vikash. Hi. Hey, everyone that's watching me right now. I'm very sweaty. I just got off work and I'm still working. I'm just using my lunch break real quick to make some food. And yeah, I'm making chicken piccata. So I need lemons and capers, flowers. Let me get everything ready and then we'll get started on that. But actually, I'm gonna make the chicken part later because it's for dinner. So I'm just gonna make the sauce for now because I can easily prepare that and have that ready when I need it. With my flour. My husband is nice in my shirt. Thank you. That's a good picture of him. I know. I took that. And it's called Cheese Bigfoot. Mon ami America from America. Good punchline. That's exactly where my name comes from. People always ask me what my name means, so you figure that out. We got a smart person here. Woo! Congratulations. Hi, JD from Argentina. People will say like, "Oh, is that where all your ancestors live now?" Because I'm German. So if I make the joke myself, it's just half as bad, I guess. Or worse. I don't know. You tell me. No, that wasn't sarcastic at all. A German would never be sarcastic, anyways. Hi, everyone that's new here that I haven't seen before. Why are so many people watching right now on a hot, sweaty day like this? Sometimes I feel more ready for larger streams today. Isn't that the day, but welcome anyways. I guess this is a free for all. But no, I'm kidding. I'm glad that you're all here, of course. Hi, Jürgen Klinsmann. You know, BT knows him. Yes, of course I remember him. I was young, but it's still up there in my little pea brain. Cameroon. Nice. Hi, Aswe. What time is it right now, Rakshit? It is daytime. That's why it's so bright outside. It's 2 p.m. right now. So I'm 1 hour late to my own stream. I just posted a schedule yesterday because I'm trying to have it a little bit more scheduled out because I have like a lot of, things going on oftentimes. So I think it makes it a little bit easier if I try to schedule just live streams a little bit. So for now we have one every other day for now. I don't know how long I can keep that up, but I try. I'm gonna try to keep them a little bit shorter than they used to be because sometimes we have like 2 or 3 hour live streams and it's just way too long. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but it's just taking so much time. 1990 World Cup winning team. That was Klinsmann. I thought it was 2054, 74, 90, 2010. That's how I remember the dates. It's like this like World Cup song for Germans. 54, 74, 90. Yeah, 90, 2010. 2010. And then after that, we never went again because our team just went down the drain. I believe Germans, at least they mean what they say, unlike the French. Oh, so the French would rather beat around the bush a little bit and not really say what they mean? Kind of like the Americans sometimes. That's at least a stereotype a lot of people have towards Americans, that they say something, but do they actually mean it? So far, I haven't really had a lot of those encounters. I mean, there's some, but it's the same in Germany, I guess. So I can't really confirm that, I have to say. I'm not British, I'm German, but I live in the United States currently. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna get started real quick, but I don't have that much time today. Boah. Love it. The moment when you need something from the dishwasher and the dishwasher hasn't run yet, and then you gotta clean it. Yay. So right now we're making a chicken piccata sauce, and I'm gonna make quite a bit of it because I'm cooking for like 10ish people tonight. What does rate mean? I know someone told me that before, but my pea brain forgot about it, so I apologize. BT, if you're still here, how's the turtles coming along? The turtle gang. So for those who don't know, BT, a friend from the community, has turtles nesting in his front lawn. So I thought it was pretty neat. No turtles yet, and you're leaving next week. Ugh, I have a feeling we're gonna miss those turtles. How long are you gonna stay away? All right. So quite a few things. We're gonna make a flour-based sauce to make it nice and creamy and thick. Ciao, Kisa. 3 different turtles, a couple of months. Okay. Well, I guess if you don't hurry up, we'll miss them. We're kind of like messing up my kitchen here in the back. Oh well. How long does anyone know that? How long does it take for turbos to lay their egg or the eggs to hatch? 'Cause I don't know that. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll still see them. I'm making a chicken piccata sauce right now. So I make the chicken later for dinner tonight. I'm cooking for a little over 10 people, I think like 11 or 12. So making quite a lot. And with it, I'm either making spaghetti or mashed potatoes. But for now, I'm just meal prepping the sauce because that's one step less I have to do later. And I like getting some stuff out of the way when I'm cooking for larger groups because it's kind of stressful towards the end. So something like a sauce you can easily make earlier. French Morocco for Real Madrid. I know Real Madrid, but I don't know the player. I honestly haven't really followed soccer like that in a while, so I'm excited for the World Cup. I miss the good old World Cup days where Germany was actually good. So I don't even know. I wonder. I don't know how Germany is doing right now. Has anyone kept up with the teams or the rankings? I don't know if Germany is any good at the moment. Hi Christian. Kennst du dich aus mit der Nationalmannschaft, Christian? Wie die sich so machen aktuell? Ob wir eine Chance haben in der Weltmeisterschaft? Ich bin ja mal gespannt. Ich bin nicht ganz so positiv gestimmt, weil es in den letzten Jahren ja nicht so gut war. Why are you crying? Well, guess what? I'm cutting an onion. Detective. Deutschland ist motiviert. Naja, immerhin was. Motivation ist ja schon mal die halbe Miete. Titanic, that's my icebreaker. That was good. Never heard that one before. Alright, so wir machen eine Mehlschwitze. In Germany, if you translate it, we would say we're making a flour sweat sauce. Sounds disgusting, but it's just actually butter. And then, so you melt the butter in your pan. Saute your onions in it so it gets nice flavor. And then we'll add some flour to it to thicken it up. And then usually you would use some white wine, but I'm always careful cooking with white wine if I'm cooking for larger groups because you never know if there's anyone that had like a drinking history or is like sensitive to that or religious reasons. So it would be much yummier with white wine, don't get me wrong, but I try to avoid that if I can. Even after you cook it, it still has that flavor and people might be sensitive to that. Beef bourguignon, yes, I have tried that before. I prefer the German goulash version, just a more like rustic approach to the bougie French version. You know, nothing wrong with the French cuisine. French cuisine, I mean, everyone knows probably that's like the best in the world or one of the best in the world, but I like my rustic German cooking. But I do cook French, or I attempt to cook French dishes once in a while, and I have made beef bourguignon in the past. I make a pretty mean ratatouille, I would say. I grew up on that. I have some French roots in me. My dad is partly French, so I guess that's where he got the cooking gene from. Like he always I feel like the cooking runs in our family a little bit, so maybe that's from the French side, but that might just be a stereotype. Like no matter where you're from, like you can't have the passion for cooking. You don't have to be French for that, obviously. My favorite dish, we just talked about that yesterday. So My favorite dishes are usually very simple. So yesterday I talked about raclette. Raclette is like a cheese dish, so that's definitely one of my favorites. Mashed potatoes with red cabbage, just a very standard meal. I like anything with potatoes. I missed your comment. Germany football team is really? Well, I don't know. It could be true. I mean, it's been pretty crappy the last few years, so I wouldn't be surprised if they suck again. But let's be hopeful. Hope always dies last, right? So if we lose hope, we lose everything. We missed 6 to 9 yesterday. Oh, I got you. Something about Germany and Germans that most people might not know. Mm, something about Germans most people don't know. Maybe just debunking a myth that Germans are always on time. And that entails German trains in their transport system. It's like the most late transport system in the world, the most shittiest transport system in the world. So I've never seen so many delays in my entire life, and I lived in many places. So in China, I was never late anywhere. The trains came like on the minute, and anywhere else, honestly. But whenever I'm in Germany, my entire childhood, I was always late because I had to take the train early in the morning from my little village in Germany to go. So I had to take the train to drive into Switzerland. In Switzerland, I had to change trains again, and from Switzerland, I would drive or take another train into Germany again. So I would always transition in. I know another transition. I know people like making funny comments like that because it's such a um, popular topic at the moment. But yeah, I would change trains in Switzerland, and they were always late. So I'd always get in trouble for being late, and I'd tell my teacher I either take a train that's an hour early, but school already starts really, really early in the morning for kids in Germany. So I already had to get up at 5:30 every morning. And for some people that might be normal, but if you're like an 8-year-old kid or even like 15, that's early, right? 5:30. So my alternative would have been to get up at 4:30 and have to and having to wait 1 hour in front of school every morning to be on time, or I just take the train that would get me there in time in theory, but not practically because it was always late. But of course, teachers wouldn't believe you that it's the trains that are late. Hey, Daffy. Good morning. Who's the most famous person in Germany in the past? No idea. How would I know? I'm sure you will tell us. Like every third troll that gets into the stream when they hear that I'm German. It is such a hilarious joke. I've never heard it before, so why don't you make it? I'm sure it will crack us all up. So funny. Hey, Zeus, Zeus. How many languages? Um, German, English, and Chinese, and Swedish. Okay, onions are looking good. Nika, do you like Indian food? I'm hooked for flavor. I love Indian food. Whenever I'm the one picking where to go for eating out, I either pick Indian or Thai food. It's like two of my favorite cuisines. But then again, I really like all kind of cuisines, but Indian food is so good. And partly because they have so many vegetarian options, which I love. So, how many countries you have visited? Man, I counted that a while ago, but I forgot. I should write down the number. So, Germany, France, Switzerland, Austria, Croatia, UK, Portugal, Italy, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, 10. Trying to like see the map in front of my eyes and then travel there in my head. Czech Republic, 11. I think that's it for Europe. And then, so 11, Mexico, 12, China, 13, Hong Kong and Macau, kind of China, I guess, but so let's just say 14. Canada, 15, United States, 16. And I think that's it. Hey, Coco Cat. Or help the cats. All right. So instead of white wine, what I'm going to use to have like a special delicate flavor that cannot be replicated, I'm going to use a little bit of the caper juice. Goodness gracious. And then I'm going to add some cream. Yes, I live in the jungle. Very true. Great perspective. That's when you turn on the selfie camera early in the morning accidentally. Sorry for shocking you. I am cooking. Ocean. I read your name very wrong. I apologize, even though I didn't tell you how I read it, but I read it like ocean instead of here. I read a different word. I was like, what the? But sorry for that. But I'm making chicken piccata. It's an American Italian dish, and I've never made it before. But I researched what I could make that has capers that Americans would like. So I heard that people here like chicken piccata. So there we go. I usually make a very similar sauce to that. We just call it very differently in German. We call it, there's a dish that's called Königsberger Klopse that has capers. And I love capers and lemony sauces. So that's what we're making today. Thank you, Coco. Oscar, you want to say hi? Now come. Hello. I know you smell the food, but I have to keep cooking, Oscar. I don't want it to burn. Because just it's gonna burn quite easily. Shucks, I forgot something. I forgot my bouillon. Do you have a daughter? No, I do not have a daughter. I'm also not pregnant. I'm just fat. And my name is an Italian name. Oceano is common Italian name. Oceano, that's a really cool name, actually. Very nice. Never heard the name before. I've been to Italy many times, but never came across an Oceano, so ciao, Oceano. I probably said that very wrong. Are you a dog lover or cat lover? Both. I cannot pick. Why pick if you can love both, right? People always act like you can always either be one or you can only like dogs or cats. Why can I not like both? How about yourself? It is a big name. Hi, Explorer. Unfriended me? What's that mean? I don't think I can unfriend anyone as a creator. And I don't know why I would. Why would I unfriend anyone? Man, that's gonna be a lot of sauce. Oops. Probably a little bit too much. On my comments in your shorts and posts, I didn't. Sorry, I'm gonna check on my comments when I have time. I was not very active on YouTube the last few days. Because usually early in the week I have a lot of things going on and work. I'm gonna check if I missed some comments. Sometimes comments I don't see until like a week later or so for some reason. YouTube never, not never, but oftentimes doesn't notify me about what's going on. So wasn't anything personal. There might be a lot of comments actually that I haven't answered yet. Did I say anything bad to you ever? I think so, but probably a while ago. Have been in Bremen last week. Nice. How was it? How did you like Bremen? I have one question. How to get rid of depression? That's a big question. I don't think that's anything I can answer right now while making lunch. Since I am not an expert. It's nice out there. I only heard good things about it. Very windy though, right? It's a little windy and cold. Probably not this time of the year, but can anybody here loves her? You don't know her? Oh, hi, Josh. We call it Romeo's, Josh. Romeo or Romeo. And that's okay. I'd rather have Romeo's and trolls. You know, there's no bad purpose behind the comment. That's fine. Creamy sauce. Smells delicious. Now all we gotta do is add a little bit of lemon to it to make it a little bit more sour and delicate. Exams are over. After, yay. Nice. Well, I expect you to be the first one in the chat from now on. No more excuses, Abdai, or I'll get the spoon out. And you don't want that, right? What you cooking? I'm cooking Chicken Piccata. Alles gut bei dir? Ja, alles gut bei mir. Bin immer wieder... Oh, der Chat geht so schnell. Erstaunt über die Menschen im Chat. Ja, ich bin auch immer erstaunt über die Menschen im Internet. Aber so ist es nun mal, nicht wahr? Was soll man machen? Hi, Inuit. Hi, Juni. Hi, Unani. Which Indian dish you like the most? I like jalfrezi. Do you say jalfrezi? I hate saying it in an American or like stupid way. I'm sorry. And paneer and aloo gobi. Is it aloo gobi? Mata paneer. No, mutta paneer. Mata paneer. I think I like dal. I like very basic stuff. Anything. When I go to Indian restaurant and they have a big buffet, I really love everything. There's nothing I don't like. But I like saag. Is it saag? The spinach, creamy spinach. I just want to know the social contribution you paid in Germany. Now, can you claim that back? As they say, after 2 years, you can. I'm not going to claim anything back from Germany. Whatever I paid into the social funds, they can keep. Not going to be much since I was a university student for most of my life. So, you know, I left there when I was still in my master's. Or like, so I had maybe like 6 months after that or so where I was working and paid into the social funds. But I mean, if it's a social fund, they can keep it. It's social. I like Bremen, but not more than Bavaria. How did you find Ulm? I've never been to Ulm. I didn't see a reason why I should go to Ulm, but I like Bavaria, yeah. But it's also hard to say because Bavaria is very big. You know, there's different parts of Bavaria, so I'm sure there's like I wasn't a huge fan of Munich, for example, the prices and just like the clientele a little bit. It's just not my cup of tea. Even though they were super friendly, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think I would warm up to that long term. Are you heartbroken? In the past, probably, yeah. I guess aren't we all? But I don't think it's. I think it's pretty much on demand right now. Hopefully. Tropical greetings from Brazil. Hey, Gucho. Hola, as the Americans would say. Without the H, because Portuguese doesn't have the H in the beginning of the hola. So no H. No H is for you. Only the O. Like Mr. O, my dog. I'm gonna add a few more capers to this because why not? Do you like dancing? I'm German. So I was born with a broomstick. You know, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. How did you find the viral German song Good Morgen? Is that going on right now? If yes, then I'm certainly not aware of it. You probably know more than I do about German stuff right now. I'm not keeping up a lot with trending stuff from Germany. Falls du noch einen Mod brauchst, kannst du gerne Bescheid sagen. Ich würde das machen. Okay, gerne, Josh. Wenn es dir nichts ausmacht. Deutschen Mod zu haben, ist auf jeden Fall immer sehr hilfreich. Danke fürs Angebot. Dann mache ich dich doch mal zu einem Mod. Where's Oscar? I miss him. He's nibbling his private parts right now. Can you hear that sound? That's how it sounds like. How's the gun violence situation in your state and in USA? I heard. Well, it's just as bad as a lot of other violence in Europe right now, I think. So I think no matter where you go, you will potentially have some risks. So I think the times where places were very safe are pretty much not over, but I don't know. I don't feel unsafe anywhere I go here, but never say never. You never know. But that's everywhere. And here in Tennessee, I never really had any issues with it. I mean, there's definitely stuff going on in the Nashville area for sure, but not where I'm at. It's usually like if people have like a dispute, but I wouldn't really know about it because it's usually like personal reasons why people do stuff like that. And I'm not involved in those, so I try to be nice to people. Thank you, Fias. Hi, Dark Rider. Ich auch. I said many bad stuff about Oscar. Did you? I don't remember that. Why would anyone say something bad about Oscar? That's weird. If someone says something bad about a cute little dog, what kind of person are you? How much time does it take to make this dish? So if I make the chicken later, I'm gonna eat the sauce with the mashed potatoes and some ciabatta bread. I have it here. I can show you. So I won't be eating the chicken, but the people I'm cooking for will be eating that. So if I do all that together, if I really focus on it and try to be fast, probably 50 minutes, 45 minutes altogether, 50 minutes, I would say. A little under an hour if I really tried hard to be fast with it. And I've never been to India before, no. But I know that the third biggest group of people watching the live streams here are Indian friends. So the first is the United States, then Germany, and then India, and then we got United Kingdom and Canada. Where do you feel much safe? I felt very safe in China, actually. Up there. Why did you mute my message on the previous live? What message did I mute? I didn't mute anything. Blah blah. I never mute any person. I have like no hands in the chat at all. I don't have time for that or any hands free. But YouTube holds back messages automatically if they think it's not good. But Shuriken and Funny also had that issue before, even though they're my moderators. Some comments that they text will just they just basically disappear. They poof into hot air. I don't know why YouTube does that. Maybe honestly, I couldn't even tell you why they do that, but sometimes messages just disappear. It's been really bad a few weeks ago when Shuriken told me that. So he would send like 5 messages, and like 2 out of 5 messages would be just disappear, or hold back, or held back, or just never show up at all. Tiere hassen, wer? Ich hasse Tiere. Oh, finde ich ganz schwierig. Aber ich kann, also na klar, wenn es jetzt irgendwie einen Grund für dich hat, wenn du als Kind irgendwie von einem Hund gebissen wurdest oder so, kann ich verstehen, dass man Angst hat davor, aber hassen ist schwierig, finde ich. Oder? Weil, also alle Tiere generell oder nur bestimmte Tiere? Das ist eine gute Frage, Josh. Aber es bleibt natürlich dir überlassen. Ich hasse erstmal grundsätzlich, glaube ich, gar nichts. Außer Menschen, die gemein zu Tieren sind. Ob jemand hasst, ist ja jedem selbst überlassen. Das ist ja nochmal, ist ja okay. Aber gemein zu denen sein, ist ja nochmal eine andere Sache. Dass man eher so gleichgültig ist gegenüber, ist ja auch nochmal eine andere Sache. Aber Hass ist ja schon noch ein großes, starkes Wort. Da muss ja schon was vorgefallen sein, oder? Musst du natürlich nicht erzählen, aber. Habe ich auch gerade drüber nachgedacht, weil Abneigung ist eine Sache oder Ignoranz oder einfach, wie soll ich sagen, Neutralität. Und dass man einfach Tiere nicht süß findet vielleicht oder keine selber haben möchte. Aber ja, Hass ist natürlich immer so, ist ja so eine Emotion mit involviert, eine negative Emotion. How much time does it take to learn Chinese? It depends on what level, and it depends on where you learn it. So if you learn a language in the country, it's much faster. But if you learn it outside the country, I would say almost impossible. But I mean, it's possible, probably not for me. But if you're really super smart and good with languages, you could probably learn it in like 3 years or 4 years. I would say if you're outside the country, and if you're inside the country, I would say a year. My level of German is ja bitte. It's more than some, so that's good. Yeah, bitte is important. You can say nein. It's a very important word in German. Nein. You gotta say it like in that way, of course. You can't just say like nein in a nice way. You gotta say nein. Hi, Whisker. Hello. I see you. Calm down. Hast du 3 Wetter Taft? Nee, hab ich nicht, Christian. Sieht so aus heute, oder? 3 Wetter Taft. Bei dem schwülen Wetter draußen bräuchte ich das tatsächlich. Aber nee, habe ich hier leider nicht. So, ich probiere mal das Söschen. Das Sös, schon wie Horst Schlemmer sagen würde. Nee, nicht Horst Schlemmer. Horst Lichter. Lecker, lecker, lecker. Lecker Söschen gemacht. Schaust du mal hier. Lecker. Hoffentlich. Probiert habe ich es noch nicht. Good. Later, I'm just gonna add lemon. I don't want to add the lemon too early. I'm scared of the sauce curdling, because of the acidity with the cream might not interact very well. So when I add something like lemon, always at the very end. It might not be right, but I like you don't have any tattoos. I'm proud of you. Well, maybe have like maybe my arms are not tattooed, and the tattoos start right here, and they're everywhere. Who knows? So I look like I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath. Or maybe have like tattoos in the form of underwear, you know. When I go swimming, people will think I'm wearing a bikini, but I'm actually not. Wouldn't that be a good tattoo? If someone's like really into like, you know, going to beaches like all natural, but it's not allowed, you just have a bikini tattoo on. Did anyone ever think about that? What book or TV show would you suggest know deep about German culture can make many German friends? You can't make many German friends? Well, why is that? What places do you go to explore to try to make German friends? To be honest, it is really hard to make friends nowadays because a lot of things are just online and you don't really meet people easily outside anymore, I would say, compared to the past, I guess, from what I've seen or heard. Um, so times have definitely changed when it comes to that, especially as an adult person, making friends outside of places like school or university. Once that chapter is over, especially when you move to another country like you did explore and I did, it's definitely not easy. So you meet people at work or you know, neighbors, but other than that, if you don't join a club or something or like sports, it's really not easy. So I can't fault you for that. It's a struggle. Thank you, Whisker. It is hard. I agree. And shows that I like watching, and I know other people that learn German um, have watched in my friend group is Berlin Berlin. Um, Turkish for Anfänger, very funny. Both of them very funny. Um, then there's a show called Jerks, which is very funny but a little controversial at the moment because of the actor in it. Those are my three top picks for shows. Um, Hi, have you ever been to big cities in Germany or mostly restricted to Black Forest region? I have been to big cities. I've been to Berlin, Hamburg, um, Kiel, Rostock, München, Lübeck, Münster, Cologne, Köln, and many places actually. I think I've been all over Germany, not obviously every single city. Mainz, Koblenz, Frankfurt, Würzburg, Schweinfurt. Not all of them are big cities, but Regensburg, all over the place. Free the hair. No. Shit. Only one more. Free the hair. You tried. Du bist eine Orangenblüte. Oh, danke, Guto. I love orange blossoms. They're very fragrant. It's one of the best fragrances in the world when it comes to sweet fragrances, in my opinion. And lemon blossoms, really good too. All like citrus fruit blossoms, really good. Hi, Rias. Hi, Royal. Are you a mountain person or beach? Mountain if I had to pick, but I like both, of course. Beach is more like, you know, mountains is where I grew up in. I'm a mountain girl because I am, you know, from the Black Forest. So I've always been around mountains. I'm close to the Swiss Alps from where I'm from. So mountains are part of, you know, my upbringing. And beach is more like a very special occasion, like once a year when we went camping at the North Sea, or we went to Italy or South France with our camper, like a Volkswagen bus or VW bus, with my parents. So beaches are special. That meant like, like once a year, and mountains was more like common to me. So it both is great, but if I had to pick, it would be mountains. Conspir report. No. Bye, Christian. Bis bald. Hi, Turgut. A bikini tattoo. Yeah, why not? If you get a tattoo, at least get one that, has like some benefit of in a way. I had a good pickup line ready to go, but you're so good looking, I'm literally speechless. Y'all. Y'all crack me up. Hi, Vika. Sorry if I pronounce you guys' names weird or wrong. Okay, Josh, ich mach dich mal zu einem Mod. Sorry, ich hab's ganz vergessen. Ich scroll mal kurz runter. India is. Hi, Birth. I'm just gonna drive around. We'll have fun driving around Whisker. You hope the tattoo fashion passes soon. So, Gujo, I'm hearing that you're not a big fan of tattoos. Ah, yeah. That'd be funny now if you were like tatted all over. Ja, Christian, ich war mal in Kiel. Als ich mir Unis angeschaut habe. Düsseldorf is a good place. Honestly, Explorer, you asked me about cities, but Düsseldorf is one of the few cities I've never been to. I have friends, two really good friends, or two couple friends, like so 4 in total, that live close to Düsseldorf, and they really like it. They say it's a lot of good food, a lot of big Asian community over there, a lot of good Asian restaurants and stores, but also a little snobby and, like high society. If you're into that, it's definitely clean and, expensive. So if you like that stuff, Düsseldorf is nice, but it's definitely expensive. Hi, Ayan. Dresden. Yeah, I've been to Dresden too. I forgot. Erfurt, Dresden. And Dresden looks very nice. It's unfortunately it got destroyed or damaged quite a bit during the war. So a lot of really beautiful places in Germany are destroyed or have been destroyed or were destroyed. Grammar is sometimes not easy. But some is still left, luckily. Gute Nacht, Christian. I don't find many KFC in Germany. German local restaurant culture is very much, yes, very true, Explorer. That's a good point. That's something I miss here in America. Is the restaurant culture here is a lot of, like you said, KFC or like any like chain restaurants, fast food restaurants. And sometimes I even have troubles calling them restaurants, because what I see as a restaurant is not really those places. For me, there's no cooking in many of those places. It's just heating up, and it's like a factory almost. So I miss that, having like local restaurants available everywhere and all kind of options. Here's everything is the same pretty much. So yeah, the big head is wearing the Bigfoot shirt today. You're right. Cheesy Bigfoot. Hi, Alex from India. Kalbsrahmbraten. Explorer, do you like Kalbsrahmbraten? With Meerrettich? With, what's the name of Meerrettich? Horseradish. Albums been listening to lately. I haven't been listening to much music lately at all, I have to say. My all-time go-to is Peripheral Vision from Turnover. Is it Peripheral Vision? I think so. I think it's the name. But I haven't really fully focused on an album lately because life has just been so busy, and I haven't played the guitar in a while, so I'm excited to get back into music soon, but we'll see. Hopefully, Wiener Schnitzel from Kalb. Yeah, it's not very veal is not very common here. Oder Kalb Explorer. That's true. Um, Up there, is that true? 1.7 million subscribers? Whoa, that's tough. In new times, Mr. Ticket, free transportation was only restricted to that region, right? Now it's free all over Germany. When I was a kid, yes, our ticket for transportation was only restricted to the region where you're from. So I could only go to Switzerland and like places around the Black Forest, but I couldn't go any further than that. If I wanted to, I would have to pay an extra ticket. So it's very annoying, really annoying. Because one of the largest cities is Freiburg. I made a video about Freiburg on my channel if you want to check that out, like the Black Forest area. And my ticket, because I'm so close to Switzerland, would end like a few stations before Freiburg. So if I wanted to go to Freiburg, I couldn't use my ticket. I would have to buy an extra ticket, which like altogether cost me like 20 euros to go back and forth, which was really annoying. Ich denke mal, Spam und Kommentare unter der Gürtellinie können direkt weg. Spam, ja, Kommentare, Gürtellinie. Kannst du selber einschätzen, was du denkst. Ich bin da relativ unempfindlich, also so wenig wie möglich löschen. Für YouTube hast du, wenn man so viele Sachen löscht. Das wirkt sich schlecht aus auf den Kanal. Aber wenn es zum Beispiel was ganz Abartiges ist, dann natürlich gerne. Ich mache dich mal zum Moderator. Josh, wenn du noch hier bist. Da. Ich weiß nicht, was der Unterschied ist. Ich habe jetzt einfach mal das erste ausgewählt. Thank you guys for the likes. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. Okay, Josh, dankeschön. Are you excited for the World Cup? I am, but Gucho, I'm a little scared. I'm scared. We'll still be friends, don't worry. But I'm worried about Brazil. I know Brazil's gonna whoop our behinds probably, especially with our current teams. Germany and soccer is not great right now for the last decade or so. We used to be so strong in soccer, so we used to be like a major threat for countries in soccer, not in general. I mean, probably also in general when you think back about history, but besides that, in soccer we used to be really good, and I don't know what happened. Josh, weißt du, was da los ist im Fußball? Was ist passiert mit dem deutschen Nationalteam? Es geht nur noch bergab. Oder bist du hoffnungsvoll? What? Why are you screaming at me? It's very hot in here, by the way. I gotta turn on the air conditioner real quick. I know it's bad for the environment, so I try not to use it every day, but it's frigging hot. I'm melting. It's 80 degrees in here. Too much. Too much. Ramesh, I'm from Germany, but I live in the United States. You hope that England goes far? I honestly hope so too, just because I can hear it's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming, football's coming home. I love that song. It's like the best part about, for me personally, of course, for people from England, it's more than that, but I'm just always excited to hear that song. Last time it was the European Cup, the European Championship. I watched the last game, Spain against England. The public viewing. I was in Germany at the time. Mhm. Kahil, you know exactly what I'm talking about, huh? As a data analyst, I'm getting around 120K in Germany. Really? That's crazy. I've never heard anyone making that much money in Germany before. That I know personally. So, yeah, it's really cool, Explorer. If you make that in Germany, you will probably make, yeah, more than double in America for sure. But yeah, the cost of living in America is really expensive. So, and immigrating is also really a struggle. Josh, sorry, ich will dir keine grauen Haare machen hier oder dass du irgendwelche cholerischen Anfälle bekommst in meinem Chat. Deswegen habe ich in letzter Zeit überhaupt keine Moderatoren, weil ich immer will, dass Leute sich hier entspannen oder unterhalten können und keinen Stress haben mit dem ganzen Zeug und Gelaber, was hier manchmal los ist. Und deswegen, wenn es zu stressig ist, einfach ignorieren und drüber hinweglesen. Hi, Monica. We also think the Brazilian national team is not good as it used to be in the past. Well, you guys were really good. Ronaldinho, still one of my favorite players of all times. He will always have a special place in my heart. Ronaldo also good with a little gap between his teeth. But Ronaldinho, he was a soccer god, basically. But yeah, good times back then. All the teams are so strong, and nowadays, I don't know what's going on. But maybe it's time for other countries to take the lead, you know? We can't always be the best. In soccer in Brazil and Germany, we have to give some way to others. Great game that was. It was really good, I agree. It's really exciting to watch. What are you eating? I'm eating, I made egg. I didn't make it, I bought it, but when I went to lunch with a friend. It's an acai mango bowl with strawberries. So, and no, I'm not in California. I'm just eating bougie California stuff. Okay, gut, Josh. Nur, ich will nur klarstellen, dass du dich bloß nicht stressen lassen sollst von den ganzen Chores. I feel bad when I realize I paid 50% in tax. Yeah, that's the thing. If you make a lot of money in Germany, you will also pay a lot of taxes. And you will get a lot of trouble if you don't. So it's not going to be worth it if you try not to. That's just what it is, you know. If you move to a country where you pay a lot of taxes, either don't move there and move somewhere where there's less taxes, or just accept the game. You know what I mean? Because if you make so much money, with your taxes, in theory, you would hope to do something good with the money and improve the country, the social structure, poverty, keep like maintenance. You would think it would increase your life standard to a quality of life, right? If it is actually the case in practicality, is another question. I don't know if they're using the money very wisely for taxes. So I definitely understand it's very annoying that you have to pay a lot of taxes. Here in America, it's a little lower when you make money. If you make a really high amount of money in America, you pay a lot of taxes too. But if you're like under like a certain threshold, it's like really not bad. So that's a really good positive thing about America. But at the same time, it also has its downsides that people don't pay much taxes here because a lot of things would need some major improvement and they don't have that money for it. They have a lot of money for other things, you know, that are considered important here, but not for other things that are considered important to the majority. And I'm not trying to make this political or anything, so we'll just leave it there. If you do a good amount of money in Germany, the taxes are crazy. Yep. Ihr armen Reichen, Josh. Will you support in a World Cup? Or who will you support in a World Cup, Germany or USA? Don't ask me that, Explorer. USA, of course. Since I'm in the USA, right? That's the only right answer. I think Argentina, France, Portugal, and Germany are a favorite for this World Cup. France, Portugal, Germany too. I don't know about that, but I would be happy about it, even though I'm, of course, rooting for America. But America's been doing pretty well last time, didn't they? Surprisingly, actually. Because I went to soccer games here before. Oh my goodness. I felt like I'm watching like my middle school soccer games at school. All over the EU, probably. Yeah. A lot of European countries have very similar thresholds or tax rates. So there's not really escaping from it, right? In the hindsight, I really want to give back to German society. Yeah, that's why I would never claim back my taxes or whatever I paid into the German tax system because, if it's used for something good, hopefully, in the end, we don't have control what it's used for, unfortunately. But taxes are there for a reason. So, like you said, it's doing something good and you're contributing for something positive, at least in theory, like I said. Thank you. Tagged. I'm glad you like my Bigfoot shirt. Hi, Murat. Here's a joke. So they say, is it a bad one? I know. I want to read it. Wow. That was a very bad joke. I just read it in sound. I knew it's going to go into a bad direction. Taxes are very high in Brazil too. Life is getting expensive here. I feel like that's like a global thing right now, huh? That everything's just getting more expensive, and we're always wondering like, is there ever gonna be like a stop, or is at least the wages gonna increase to make up for it, or are we just all spending our entire money? Like, why don't we just give 100% to the country where we work in, right? Like, why don't we just give it all just to charity and just live under a bridge and be happy that we're alive and we can breathe some fresh air, Isn't that all we need? I feel like that's what politicians sometimes think, that we're just like that. We're like, just give it all. We don't need anything. It's fine. We'll just be down here cheering y'all on up there and watch you do all the crazy stuff you're doing. Well, how much is private insurance in USA? I heard it's lower than German public insurance. No. Public insurance is still cheaper in Germany, even if you get the good one. In America, I would say, of course, there's different insurances you can get in different price ranges and different what's it called? Like caps or I forgot the English name for it. Deductibles and all that. So it depends, and if you're a family or single, blah blah. But I would say it would probably start at like 200 to 300 a month or so. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not privately insured. I'm insured over work. And yes, Explorer, that rise is definitely crazy, but it's like the common mood right now in Germany. So I think it will keep rising, unfortunately. Where did you get that? What? Boy, you cute. Thanks. Keyboard. Do you have Bigfoot myths in Germany? No, not that I'm aware of. We have Yeti in the Alps, so we have the snowy version of Bigfoot, I guess. Public insurance in Europe is like 25% of your monthly income. Ain't no place on earth more expensive than that. That is true. Definitely is insane. Well, it's good that at least your employer is paying half of it, but that's one thing that I find interesting, that a lot of people around the world think that America is so expensive with healthcare, which it is, don't get me wrong. But then they say like, oh man, I wish all countries were like Germany where health insurance is for free. For free? I've been paying health insurance even as a university student, when I never even went to the doctor for like, I paid and paid and paid, and I maybe used the doctor like 4 times where I really, really needed it in my life, for like small stuff. And I'm like, um, where do y'all get that information from that German healthcare is for free? It is certainly not for free. We pay for that stuff. Just not like here, but so we don't pay when we go to the doctor. Like at the doctor, at least it's for free, but to have that, you pay like monthly, like it's not for free at all. Is Bigfoot real? I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Um, Hi Isaac. I really appreciate your modesty and not showing your body for views. Keep going, you gained a new subscriber. Thank you, Bebo. I always wear whatever I feel like, everyone needs to handle that the way they think is right. And some days I feel more feminine, some days I feel more like Bigfoot or like a cheesy Bigfoot. Um, it really depends on the mood and whatever mood you're in, but you know, um, you do whatever you do. People need to dress the way they want to dress. That's fine. It's crazy the German government paid more in the Ukraine war. Yeah, a lot of countries pay a lot in that war because we gotta win it, right? As if that's gonna happen. Thank you. Do you think Angela Merkel was the best politician in German history? Last week, visited her house in Berlin. You visited her house in Berlin? Did you have some cake and coffee with her? That sounds cool. I would like to have some coffee with her. But no, I don't think she was the greatest politician in Germany ever. Not at all. Do I like her? Yes. Mm, I think she's a very kind lady and has a great personality. She's very smart, witty, and she doesn't let anyone tell her, she can't do something, or um especially since she's a woman, she's very strong in my opinion, but I don't think her politics is very good. You pay for your car insurance 927 a month? Paul, what car are you driving? Are you driving an Aston Martin or like a Bugatti Veyron or what? Did your grandpa go to the army? Maybe. I think they all had to back then. You couldn't really choose, you know? It's always easy to say nowadays, but back then, men didn't really have much options except for eliminating themselves if they said no. If there's a war, there's a war. And if you're a man at the age that you can serve, you'll serve. That's how it is. Do you think they will kick me from Germany or? Mm, I don't think so, Explorer. I think it will be on the rise. But mm, I think if you're not one that like causes like them to like freak out over someone, like if you're not like getting in like if you're not like committing crimes or something like that, I don't think anyone will have anything to say. But of course like um the rage about people that commit crimes and they're still in the country and being paid for and not sent back, I think that will definitely increase like that outrage about that. But not if anyone's like a hard worker and like just like a normal person, like a kind person. I don't think anyone will say something. And there will always be like those people, of course, unfortunately, the N people, the NA, you know what I mean, in Germany, and you have them all around the world. But I mean, I get comments about I'm an immigrant in America, and sometimes people don't like that either. I get comments on YouTube too. I'm like, okay, um, you can't really escape people like that. They're everywhere, but that's just how it is, I think. But I don't think it will increase much more, hopefully. Do you think vitamin supplements and other supplements should be covered under insurance? You think so? That'd be cool. Yeah, I agree, but I don't think that will ever happen, unfortunately. It's not free. As an independent, I have to save 50% of my income for the tax office. Josh, that tells me that good for you. Ich gratuliere, Josh. Das ist mir noch nie passiert. I asked Emmy if she needs one more mod because no other one was here. I don't want to steal your job. Oh, there's no stealing jobs. That's just support. Thank you. We're working together. A German lady. A pickup line for a German lady. Ooh. Probably don't use pickup lines if you want to have a German lady. Or a lady in general, I would say. Pickup lines have to be like super funny or good. Like one you never heard before. Once you say one that we heard before, it's over. But I would just say just like keep it like genuine and like, don't try too hard because if someone tries too hard, it definitely comes off. Okay. And stuff like that, like what's happened, just leave it in. I'll just like read over that. So BT and Josh, you don't need to delete all comments that are like annoying or some. I just scroll through and I can usually spot which message is like a normal one. So don't worry about it too much unless it's something like really like bad and or like mean towards anyone, then you can delete it. The Junkers. Thank you, Josh. Danke für deinen Dienst, Josh. Hi, Justine. Okay. Through all the messages. So I'm gonna hop out and walk Oscar and then go back to work because today I have a long day and later I got a dinner. So I'm gonna prep some food later, but I will have to focus on that and probably not stream. If I feel like it, you will see it, but most likely not. Hi, Explorer. Hey, we got two Explorer here. Wasim and Explorer. Right under each other. I have invested heavily in the real estate. That's good. Good for you. That's definitely a good thing to invest in. For the ones that are investing in it, not for the other people that try to rent something. But I'm 67. Ankush, what did you text? Sorry. Oh, hello. Have fun at work. Thank you. I will. Yay. Also, I'll tell you next time. I hate that when someone does that to me, but you gotta deal with it. It's like when someone's like, I really have to talk to you later. And you're like, later? You better tell me now. And then they're like, no, we'll talk later. And you're like, all you can think about is like what they want to tell you. And then they just like put it off and put it off, and you're like, hey, do you have time to talk? And then you talk to them, and it's just like something like super minor and nothing important, and you were like overthinking the entire time, thinking the worst. And then they just told you like you need to like do something for work, and you're like, that's what you wanted to tell me and you couldn't tell me earlier? Well, thanks for ruining my entire day. Do exercise. How about you do some exercise hard shot on your character before you tell someone to exercise? I'm not using Instagram. You're 72. Josh, somehow I don't believe it. We're almost same age then. That's good. That's why we get along so well. Thank you. Hey, to Sverige. Thank you, Explorer. Have a good day too. Stay healthy and safe as well, please. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out and for asking so many questions and for all the interactions and the interesting talks. I'm gonna take a big breather now and drink a big glass of water, and then I'm gonna head over to work. And if anyone needs to spoon today, if you have any spoon confessions to tell, the spoon is always here for you to listen to your confessions and to give you a spanking. If you need it, you all know who you are. If you need one, I don't want to skip that part. Sometimes I forget about it, but if you all need a spanking, you know what to do. Lean forward a little bit. Don't you feel better already? Sometimes you just gotta let it out, and accept your fate. My mom told me, can you talk Swedish? Nej, jag kan inte prata svenska. Prata? Ja, prata. He sent me. Yeah, the spoon had to come out because some of you wrote some very Slavina comments. Do you know the word Slavina? I'm gonna make a post about the word Slavina because a lot of you are Slavinas, if you want it or not. Jag är från Tyskland. Och du? Did I scroll all the way down here? It's coming home. It's coming home. Oscar. Oscar looks like he's dead. He always scares me. I tried to turn around because I heard him like in his bed, but it wasn't Oscar. It was the cat. Let me check on Oscar real quick. I'll give you a live update. Okay. He scared me for a second. Sometimes he like sleeps in a weird way with his eyes open and like all the way rolled back, and I'm like, so I just turned around to like give him the mic, and then he just looked very creepy. I was like, "Ooh, okay," but he's good. He's just like super sleepy because it's so hot outside. It really knocks him out. Oh, thank you. Tack så mycket. My favorite Swedish word is varsågod. Varsågod. I think it sounds cute. And köttbullar. When I go to IKEA, I always say köttbullar. I know it annoys them because in Germany everyone says köttbullar, and no one has any idea that it's called köttbullar, not even the people working at IKEA. But they'll still say köttbullar and be pretentious. The pretentious, annoying European that I am. But yeah, see you next time, and I'm gonna go to work now. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. Happy hump day, as we say here in America. Acting like I'm American, but I'm learning new words all the time or new ways to say things. So, hump day. There we go. Hi, Biscuit. Dankeschön, Josh. Und danke, dass du Moderator geworden bist. Ich hoffe, du freust dich über den neuen Titel. Spaß. Vielen Dank für deine Arbeit, Josh. Thank you, BT, for moderating. Thank you, Josh. That helped a lot to keep the chat a little bit more organized. Auf Wiedersehen, Kahil. Howdy, howdy, y'all. Yeehaw. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Tschüss. Dankeschön. Soon to be. Soon to be what? Bye. Adios. Don't we all, Rajender? Don't we all?